This is a fantastic mashed potato recipe. You can make these ahead a few days in advance, or you can make them the same day. Regardless, you're going to end up with a crowd pleaser. You're going to start with 5 pounds of potatoes, and you're going to peel them just like you normally would. I went ahead and washed mine ahead of time, and I used my peeler that came part of a set. And so I'm just peeling the potatoes. You don't have to peel them, or you can partially peel them if you want to, if you prefer to have skins with them. Personally, we don't like the skins, so I'm peeling the potatoes. I like to do these a few days in advance of Thanksgiving. That way I don't have to be peeling potatoes in the early morning hours. Then I go ahead and I slice my potatoes into fourths if they're bigger potatoes, and I'm going to go ahead and use my chopper to put them into 1-inch cubes. You can just cut them up, or you can boil them as whole if you'd like. It just makes the time for boiling a little bit quicker if you go ahead and get them into the cubes. You can see here that I chopped them up, and then that was a whole potato that is in about 1-inch cubes. Then I'll go ahead and dump those into my pan, and we're going to have a whole pot that we're going to take the potatoes and we're going to cover with water and add some salt to them. Once you've completed this, you're going to go ahead and start boiling those potatoes and then clean up your mess. Personally, I like to just go ahead and peel my potatoes on the counter, nice and clean, and throw everything into the trash. You'll see here that our potatoes are boiling nicely. You want to go ahead and boil for approximately 20 to 30 minutes. A good test, though, is the fork test. Once we can have the forks go in there, then we know that they're ready to go. Once they're done, you're going to go ahead and drain and shake out those potatoes so we can get rid of any of the excess water. We want to have as little bit of liquid as possible because we really want to get these creamy. I go ahead and I put mine into a bowl for my mixer, and I'm going to get 1 cup of sour cream. I'm going to add part of it to just a small bunch of the potatoes. Then you're going to just need a few tablespoons of butter. So I just slice some up here and put them into the bowl with it. And then you're going to want a whole block of cream cheese, which is 8 ounces. This is what's going to make it creamy. So I just start with a portion of the block to help start the mix. And you'll notice that we're going to continue to add ingredients. So we're going to continue to add more potatoes. We're going to continue to add more of our ingredients. And then I go ahead and top it off with some black pepper, some onion powder, and some garlic powder are going to be the last items that we're going to use to season. And then once you have that, then you can start blending. Now, I've heard personally, I'm using my KitchenAid to go ahead and mix these up, but you can use your own mixer. You can also chop them and mash them by hand. I think it's important to make sure that you don't overmix. You don't want them to become liquidy. You really want these to be a creamy mixture. So keep an eye on it. But also, we don't personally prefer lumps, so we don't want to have lumps in ours. So it's all around the consistency that you're looking for. As you can see, I'm slowly adding as we're mixing. So I'm adding some more potatoes into our mixture to allow them to mash and give them the opportunity to really mix everything together. In addition, I'll be adding other ingredients to it as well. Now I'm adding 1/3 cup of milk into the mixture. You can also use heavy cream if you prefer. And then I'm adding the rest of our cup of sour cream into the mixture. And then I'm adding the rest of our package of cream cheese as well. And then we're going to go ahead and start blending those more. And you'll notice that our substance is coming creamier. While that's mixing, may go ahead and butter our pan. It's best to use this rather than a spray. It adds flavor to it. So just butter the whole pan. And then our potatoes are getting close to done. So you'll see I'm just adding the last bunch of potatoes that I have to go ahead and mix up. And then once we're done with this, we'll make sure we have it at the texture that we want. And then we'll go ahead and take it off there and we'll be ready to go ahead and add into our pan. So here I'm just going to take this off, and then I'm going to get my spoon, and I'm just going to go ahead and be able to scoop them into our pan. Now I personally am using, I believe, 11 by 15 pan. You can use a 9 by 13, but I find that it cooks quicker if you spread them out a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and load them up and smooth it out, and then we're going to top it with butter. Now, I'm not going to bake these today. I'm actually going to put these in the oven on Thanksgiving. And so it's okay that the butter sits there, because we're just going to put some foil over it, and then we're going to pop these into the fridge. And then on Thanksgiving, we're going to pop them in the oven